Brad here today. We're going to look at how to make sure that your domain name brings up your website. I want to bring it up in all instances of how the domain name can be entered. www.domain name, just the domain name, any kind of interest, anything before dot and then the domain name. We want that to come up. It used to be that everybody wanted www.domainname to bring up their website. In reality, though, the www is just extra typing. It's really not needed anymore. It used to be referenced for World Wide Web to let people know that it was actually a web page versus something else on the internet. It's really unnecessary typing right now. So personally, I'm not a fan of it and I don't even use it. So when you go to visit wpblogtoday.com, you're not required to type the www. That said, if somebody types the www, I still want them to be able to get to the website. So we need to make sure that the domain names are set up properly in the DNS service. The DNS service is going to depend on how you set it up specifically. A lot of web hosts will have their own domain name system and control panel where you can go in and manage your domain name entries. I like Google Domains, as you can see on the screen here today. Google Domains is not the cheapest out there. It's $12 a year for most domain names. It does include free private listings though, so if somebody checks on my domain names to see who owns the domain names, could be spammers or somebody trying to sell something, they're going to see the information is protected and private. Most domain name providers will provide the service for you, but a lot of time it's an extra fee. So once you add in that extra fee, quite frequently it winds up costing more than $12 per year anyways. It's also very easy to use. So right now we're looking at these domain name settings for wpblogtoday.com. We're using the Google domain name servers here. I don't have any specific registered host. You can ignore that. You can ignore the synthetic records for now. But custom resource records are really what we're going to pay attention to. So I have two entries. You'll notice the @ entry. And what the @ entry means is that if somebody types in just the domain name, wpblogtoday.com, that's the entry that will catch that. And you can see that it's pointed to an IP address, and that's the IP address that my web host provided to me and where my site is hosted. The second entry I created is actually the asterisk sign, so Shift 8, and it also points to the IP address of the website. The asterisk is literally a wildcard. So if somebody types in www.wpblogtoday.com, they're still going to go to that IP address. If somebody types in brad.wpblogtoday.com or test.wpblogtoday.com, all of those entries are going to go to the IP address and redirect those people to my website. If I wanted, I could have different IP addresses for each of those subdomains, if you will, brad.wpblogtoday.com, joe.wpblogtoday.com, but really it's not necessary at all for my purposes, and it's rarely necessary for other people's purposes. Creating the entry, you can just type in the @ sign. You're going to do it as an A record, enter the the IP address. Same thing if you wanted to do the asterisk for the wildcard, A record, and enter in the IP address. It's that simple. Hope that helps.